Now there's two central bus stations slash terminals, so don't get confused. The one that's outside are the one that terminates with local buses that go around the city. To get around Portugal, you need to come to this one right here, which is right beside it. That being said, you can get the ticket here, but I would strongly recommend you book the tickets in advance. Just make sure there's a seat. I think our boarding time is coming soon, so let's get going. Alright, looks like this is going to be our bus heading out, and hopefully we'll be boarding soon. The bus is actually going to be departing at 4:30, so right now it's already 4:15. See you on board. Okay, here we go. My seat is number 45. We are about 2.5 hours into the ride and we still have 2 hours to go. So basically the bus drivers is like stop at different cities and dropping off and picking up more new passengers. I'm not too sure what exactly is going on here, but it looks like there's a lot of cars, as you can see. Oh, there's an accident. Okay, it's an accident. I hope no one's get hurt. Fingers crossed. We have arrived. Now we just need to basically point to the station. With that being said, oh, actually we are pulling in right now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bosnia. I hope I pronounced the name of this city correctly. If I don't, blame the fact how tired I am. Let's get to our accommodations once again. Because it's a bit late due to the delay, I'm not going to wait for a bus to come and take me to the city center. Actually, it's very walkable. It's like 15 minutes by foot. With this much luggage, plus a drone, and I took the easier way, ride sharing, without naming the name of the ride share. Is that mine? Oh, I think it might be. Located in the south-central region of Portugal, Évora is a historic capital of Alentejo. Dating back 5 millennia, the city is a museum with roots dating back to Roman times, a well-preserved old town center, still partially enclosed by a medieval wall, and many monuments dating from various historical periods. The city became a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1986. The Golden Age happened in the 16th century when it became the home to the 24-hour Burger King. Portuguese King. Yes, I'm pretty hungry and I got a really big problem. It's about 10 o'clock. Thanks a lot for the delay. But anyways, at least I made it here. Now, one problem I do have now is everything in this town, pretty much all the kitchens close at 10. Which means we may have to settle for whatever we can get. With that being said, let's take a look and see what we have to settle for tonight. Alright, beggars can't be choosers. I guess I have to settle for whatever I can get. Option 1, vending machines. They are 24 hours and spread out across the town. But I didn't come all the way here to Portugal to eat frozen meat. Let's check out the next best option. It's much fancier. Is one of the fish. I think it's white snow cod. Pretty big piece of breaded fish. So how this works is, I think it's not like fish, it's fish cake. So they grind up the fish, they mix it with batter and flours, they put it into a patty, which you can indulge. It's actually pretty good, slightly saltier than I thought. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make the most of our day. First up, getting around. There's local buses, but come on, don't be a lazy bum. Everything is walkable within 15 to 20 minutes inside the city wall. On top of it, you get amazing workout to show off your new ass. Just want to let everyone know, here in Portugal, you better get some really good shoes because there's a lot of slopes, steep slopes. At the same time, you do get some good exercise. Make sure before you spend money on that delicious meal, so you better spend it on some good shoes. We'll start our adventure right in the center of Évora. In fact, since its construction in 1571 to 1573, all streets lead to Giraldo Square, named in the honor of Giraldo Square, who conquered Évora from the Moors in 1167. To thank King Alfonso Hernández, the first king of Portugal, nominated him to be the governor of Évora and high protector of the border of Alentejo, the region which he helped to conquer. But I'm going to conquer Évora today with the help of the tourism office right on the square. I'd like to take this moment to thank the people of this city for supporting Free Palestine. As you are watching this show, keep in mind there are millions of Palestinians under brutal and illegal Israeli military occupation for the last 75 plus years. Please join me in boycotting Israeli products and services until the people of Palestine are free. Thank you. I'm just hoping to recently wait to get up to Aqueduct. It's one of the main landmarks of the city. One of the most impressive monuments in the city is the Renaissance-style aqueducts. Évora is located in a dry region with little rainfall throughout the year. The construction was started by King Giraldo III in 1532 and completed in 1537. Under the direction of loyal architect Francisco de Arruda, 18 kilometers was completed and supplied fresh water to city center's fountains from a lake and river several kilometers away. Évora is one of the few Portuguese cities that throughout the time has maintained its old wall nearly untouched. King Alfonso IV ordered the construction of Évora Wall in the 15th centuries, also known as a Roman enclosure, make up a defensive set of military architectures erected throughout the centuries. However, the oldest wall was built in the 3rd centuries, during the Romanization period, and spread across the area about 2 kilometers. Those sections are characterized by several towers of different shapes. They are strategically positioned over the main transport route. From the aqueduct, the section of the wall is accessible with a short walk along the wall to the Évora Public Park. This is the garden that I think people are talking about right here. You can go up and see the walls right behind me right there. Évora's public park was laid out in 1863 on the ground that once part of the King Manuel's Royal Vegetable Garden in San Francisco Convent. The garden was conceived by the Italian architecturist and set designer Jose Senati, who also coordinated its archaeological and gardening work with exotic vegetations, a duck pond, roaming peacocks, a bandstand, and what's left of the Royal Palace from 1468 that was abandoned in the 17th century. Towards the end of the short hike from the park, along the wall, you are going to bump into one of the most important attractions here in the city, which is Chapel of the Bones. Sounds a bit scary, so I'm looking forward to see if I can man up to handle it. The main section of the Gothic St. Francis Church is accessible without a ticket. Thanks to its mesmerizing The Chapel of the Bones, this church is even more famous than the city's cathedral. Built between 1475 and the 1550s to replace the earlier Romantic church of 1226, the architecture highlight includes its facade, portico and nave, with a sided chapel housing the ornate altarpiece from the 18th centuries. The bone chapel part of the church is one of the most popular monuments in Évora. Built in the 17th century on the initiative of 3 Franciscan friars, the chapel lies on the site where initially housed the monks' dorms and reflecting room. Bones and human skulls are carefully spread and connected with cement covering the wall in the chapel, along with its 8 pillars. Bricks are plastered in white and painted with motifs symbolizing or referring to the death building out to the domes. The official name of this church is actually Church of San Francisco. It was built in 1224 with the arrival of Franciscans from Galicia to the city of Évora. Now, sadly, the original Gothic remnant of this church is actually found in 1376. The message was transcribed on the entrance, which translates into "We, the bone, are here, awaits yours." In the 16th century, there were almost 42 monastic cemeteries in the city, which occupied too much space. As a solution, monks extracted the bones from the ground and used them to build and decorate this chapel. In total, there are 5,000 human skulls came all over the graves in the convent church and from other churches and cemeteries in Évora. The church of chapels itself was built in the 17th century, and it was actually very popular at the time to encourage everyone to reflect on the transitory nature of life and as well the commitment of living a Christian life. The central feature in the room adjoining the chapel is a full-scale model of the altar proposed for the cathedral, which the final design was changed. The upper floor is home to the San Francisco Museum, a former dormitory that was converted into a museum displaying the collection of artworks, religious sculptures from the 16th to the 18th century, vestments, and devotional objects, religious jewelry focusing on the work by the local goldsmith. The museum's highlight is the top floor with the Canja de Silva Nativity Collection. The private collection of Major General Fernando Canja de Silva and his wife Fernanda Canja de Silva. Inspired by their religious belief and their reverence for the Christmas holiday, they began collecting narrative from the local artists. The collection grew as they expanded to collecting nativities from other regions of Portugal and to over 80 countries. Among the 2,600 pieces, the best 400 sets are on display. This floor also features an outdoor patio for a spectacular view of the city. As you can hear, that bell's coming from Church of San Francisco, and only a minute walk away is this beautiful structure right here. Accordingly to my map, it is Military Museum of Évora. Sadly, the Military Museum of Évora is not open to the public, so no luck in enlisting myself as a Portuguese soldier today. Perhaps I'll pray for better luck next time. So windy today actually, so right here, the majestic, look at that. This is truly beautiful and There's definitely no better place to pray than the Evora Cathedral, the seat of Archdiocese of Évora. This is the largest cathedral in Portugal and built on the highest part within the old city wall. Initiated in 1186 and consecrated in 1204 and immediately used as one of the main temples of the Marian cult. It was only complete in 1250. It is a monument that showcases a transition from the Romantic to a Gothic style, with Renaissance and Baroque additions introduced later. I can barely fit in. I definitely deserve an extra burger after this. And the staff was so small. Holy smoke. We made it. Woo. Holy smoke. Here you go. Here you go. Oh. Its granite facade is flanked by two robust towers crowned by the Gothic spires. The octagonal dome covers the transept, lightened by two Gothic transept windows. In the left side of the transept stand out the facade of one of the chapels, adorned with a marble carving by Nicholas de Chacherin. The right side houses the tomb of Humus Andreas descending from the 16th century. Alright, so you actually can't go inside the room right there, but still fantastic. With that being said, let's get back down and actually see the actual church. Oh, by the way, let's check this bell. Look at that. How, you know, this is probably as big as I am, those bells right there. There's roughly, I'm not too sure, I think it's 4 in total. Hey, who knows? How was your hike? Extra burgers for you. Okay, thank you. Oh boy, there's more. Man, this is gonna be full party. I hope we have enough beers for everyone. All right. Since you have to pay for it, make sure you visit the main chapel to pray for your sins. Refurbished by Federico Lockwood in the 18th century, the interior is divided into 3 central pointed barrel vault nave. On the left, there is a Baroque-style altar with statue of Pregnant Virgin Mary from the 11th century, located in front of the golden wooden carving by Olivier de Conde, representing Archangel San Gabriel from the 16th centuries. Right beside the cathedral, as you walk out from the front entrance towards up the hill, you see this right here. The Roman temple, also known as the Temple of Diana, dedicated to my supermodel girlfriend Diana. Just joking. I mean the goddess of hunting. But sadly, the history will reveal that in reality, the temple was erected as part of the Roman Forum to pay tribute to Empress Augustus, worshipped as a god. The structure is situated in the Lago de Conde de Villa 4 Square. It is one of the greatest and the best preserved Roman temples in the Iberian Peninsula. Built in the Corinthian style in the 1st century AD, Germanic invasion in the 5th century knocked down some of the Corinthian columns, but majority of 14 out of 18 still stand on the 3-meter high stone podium, which was originally surrounded by a reflecting pool. The temple was used for different purposes, like the gallows during the Inquisition and as a slaughterhouse until 1836, when it was decided that it should be preserved as a historic monument. Right beside the Roman ruins is actually a little park. You can kind of take a rest here. I mean, we have been walking quite a bit, so yeah. This is also, you can get a nice view of the city. Well, not high above, but in between. In the daytime, the shade from the tree within the garden provides a visitor seeking relief from the sun's ray. At the heart of the garden, a monument stands out proudly, featuring the birth of a significant figure in Évora's history, Dr. Francisco Berjara, one of the city's great benefactors. So this is pretty much everything to see in Évora, all under one day. But I'm not quite done without leaving my mark. This is my 2 favorite method of payment. I mean, ways to support the local towns. Now I'm totally in support of local businesses, yes, because its economy relies on them, those small souvenir shops. Just keep in mind, anything is up for negotiation when it comes to price. With that being said, I think you know what I mean. Bargain and bargain hard. With that being said, good luck. I hope you pick up some really good deals. Now, Évora is definitely not the most expensive or the inexpensive city in Portugal, including food. I recommend you go outside the main square and you can go out buy for less than 7 to 10 euros. Basically, having some soup, as well as a sandwich, and also chips. Holy smoke! Potato chips, American style, and as well a little bell salad on here. One thing about their orange juice is freshly sweet. Very delicious. And there's something else that's coming after this. With that being said, this meal cost me about 10 euros. Not so bad for the amount of food I'm getting. With that being said, that's just it. It smells so good. It is pasty de nata. Now the origin apparently can be traced back to the Catholic monks who lived in the St. Mary's monastery near Lisbon. As a part of their tradition, they use the egg white to starch their clothing, but they got to do something with the egg yolk, right? So the egg yolk was used to make different kind of pastries, and one of them, of course, happened to be this lovely egg tart. Very crispy. With that being said, let's dig in. I cut this open to show you what it is inside, but super creamy. Not too sweet, which is good. I don't really like too much sugars. And caramelized on top. And a very flaky shell. Crispy as well. I'm in love. With that being said, enjoy your meal. Bon appetit. Actually, there's another way to support the local business and meet some new friends. Should I say local pubs? After all, not much is open at night. If you got any other ideas, let me know. This is my hostel mate. So I thought I would be all alone, but no. And he recommended we have to come out. Alright, what is this? Super Rock is. That's a Portuguese beer. With that being said, But this is not the end of our night. We got lucky to come at the beginning of the year. The Christmas in Portugal don't end on December 25th. Rather, many celebrations take place from January the 1st until the 6th, the Day of the Three Kings, or Epiphany. There's one tradition is after Christmas, there's many groups come together and basically just sing for the masses, and hey, that's awesome. So that means I guess I'm going to join. It's beginning. Let's check it out. So as you can see, this is the choir. There's many groups, so they all come together, one after another, they perform, and so with that being said, sit back, relax, enjoy the performance. It's free. The King's Day is celebrated on January the 6th, and the ancient tradition dates back to the 8th century. The Catholics venerate the Magi kings, Melchior, Gaspar, and Balthazar. According to biblical texts and story passed down from generation to generation, the three kings offer Jesus gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Each of the gifts has a meaning, and some of these gifts has remained in the present in the Catholic tradition, such as gold in the church's buildings and artifacts, and incense, used in varieties of celebrations. On this day, people will sing the Generis, which are popular Christmas-themed songs, usually linked to Christian tradition. More or less, informal groups roam the street and sing songs announcing the birth of Jesus and wishing the resident a good year. In gratitude for the visit, the residents will offer Generis in return: walnut, hazelnut, apple, and black puddings. Tonight, the long group of performers and the local population gathered together to celebrate this occasion right in front of the St. Francis Church, offering traditional Portuguese music and along with a free wine and food. Amazing. And also, traditional sausages. This is actually pork and the soup is great. So I think it's a Portuguese traditional soup right there that they are making. With that being said, you may have missed out this year's celebration, but you should come next year so you can enjoy this amazing celebration. With that being said, cheers. I'm gonna call it a night since we got early morning buses next day.